Hey everybody, welcome to the Dr. Mom Show. It's Dr. D, mom of three. That's right, I'm back. Sorry that I've been off the screen for about a week now. It's just been, again, busy. The babies have been doing some fun things, and just with the summertime, we've been doing a little bit more activities, so it's been a little tricky to do things for myself. And I know parents out there will definitely understand what I'm saying, because when it comes to your time, kids' times come first. So I hope everybody is doing well. Today I'm pretty excited because I'll be talking about going back to school. I know kids are getting ready to go back to school, whether that be daycare, preschool, kindergarten, middle school, high school, even starting college. So I wanted to do it a little early just so as parents we can prep and get ready in addition to prepping our kids. Also, as a reminder, the Dr. Mom Show is an educational show that's here just as a resource. It does not take the place of your physician or your child's physician's advice. So please always seek your physician or your child's physician's advice. So, here we are getting towards the end of the summer break and time to go back. First things first, don't forget the awesome school shopping that has to be done, getting you clothes, getting school supplies. I always love doing that, getting you sneakers and shoes. Make sure to check with your child's teacher or their class to see if there's a list that you can use to know exactly what your child needs, so you don't go out and get either things that your child doesn't need or you get the wrong thing. That's not fun, because especially with our busy schedules, you don't want to have to go and return things and try to switch them out. So definitely try and get that list. Most of the time, these lists can be found online, so definitely connect with your child's teacher. So as we begin school, there's a couple things I just wanted to point out that are really important. One, you really want to get excited for your child. I know there aren't many kids who are super excited about going to school. There are some who are, but at times there's some who dread it because, one, they can't stay up as late. Two, they have to wake up super early. Three, they're going to get homework. And four, of course, there's going to be tests. So I know there's a lot of kids who may not be super excited, but as a parent, I encourage you to get excited for your kids. Do something fun before they go back to school to encourage them and to show them that you're excited about them going back, whether that be giving them a little surprise or taking them on a little parents and child's date so that they know that this is a special time. And another thing that you could do that could be helpful is just kind of setting some expectations that, hey, this year is going to be great. If you have a child who's getting ready to sit for SATs or ACTs this year and deciding what they want to be when they get older, kind of lay that foundation so they know that during the year they should be thinking about that. Or even if you have a little kid who's in preschool, just let them know, say, hey, we're so excited that you're going to school, and mommy and daddy are going to be so excited because you'll be making a whole bunch of projects and you'll be drawing. And just, again, get them excited. We're excited because the babies will also be starting a little preschool, so we're super excited about that. So you'll be seeing that too in their adventures of starting their little preschool. It should be interesting because they're 2.5 and they'll be in a 3-year-old class, but they're so advanced. That's why they're in a 3-year-old class. And I'm excited because, of course, with school, don't forget to let your kids go to bed early. Sleep is very, very important because when we sleep, that's when our brain gets its rest. So that's when things that we study, that we read, that we try to memorize goes into our long-term memory. That's why we really don't encourage people to cram. Of course, we've all crammed at some point, including myself. But we try not to encourage that and to, not stay up late and try to do things at the last minute. You really want to take your time consistently, have your child study, sit with them, make sure they're getting their work done, and let them get a full night's rest. Ideally, you want them to get at least 8 hours of sleep. And of course, the next thing is always make sure your child gets their school and or sports physicals. It's that time again. You want to make sure your child is up to date on their shots. You want to make sure that they're clear to play any sports and don't get any restrictions. Please do not wait for last minute, because you don't want your child to be excluded from a sport that they want to do just because they couldn't get in to their doctor's office to get their physical. The other thing too is if your child isn't due for shots, it's always just important to get your child checked up, because you never know what could be found. Scoliosis, some other abnormality. There's always something that could potentially be happening, a murmur on exam. So that's why I always remind parents, as your kids get older, even though normally their checkups are every year, that yearly checkup does play an important role. And also, as kids get older, other things we look at is as they start going through puberty, to make sure that that itself is going well and everything's on point. So please make sure you get your kids in for that. And of course, always encourage your kids to stay on top of their projects and their homework. A good way to do that is also to be involved. So make sure your kids have time to party. Here we go. We'll show you how the triplets party. Get ready for a dance party. You saw those babies getting down. They're like, They're showing their dance moves. So stay tuned for future dance moves. We'll have a little dance squad going here. All right. So again, always let your child have time to relax, but definitely make sure that they're not staying out too late so they can get a good night's rest. And of course, on the weekend and even school days, give them a break. One thing I'd like to remind you of is screen time. And screen time are things that are considered watching television, using the iPad, using the computer, playing video games. That's all considered screen time. You really want to limit the amount of screen time your child gets, because research has shown that sometimes it can be harmful for children. Nowadays, approximately 90% of kids usually have their hands on some sort of smartphone or iPad even before they're 1 year of age. In addition, approximately 70 to 75% of teenagers have a smartphone. So we know that there's a lot of screen time that's going into play. However, please remember that if a child is less than 5, you definitely don't want them to get more than 1 hour of screen time daily. If your child is over 5, and again, these are kids who are going to school and now they're starting to get homework, you for sure don't want your child to get more than 1 to 2 hours a day. So please make sure, please check and make sure you are the parent, so you're in control. So definitely monitor that time with your child. And another important thing is monitor what your child's doing online. You want to make sure that your child's doing educational things and not things that could potentially be harmful for them, or things that are explicit and not meant for kids to see. So definitely keep an eye on that. Well, I'm so excited that the school year is right around the corner. Of course, again, just some key points. Make sure you do all your school shopping. Don't leave it for last minute. Of course, always get in with your kids' doctor so they can get their school and or sports physical, and make sure all their shots are up to date and they're nice and healthy. Make sure your kids get a good night's rest when they're going to school. Make sure you stay on top of them doing their homework and their projects. And of course, keep monitoring that screen time. We are our children's environment and their example. So definitely be a good example for your kids. Don't forget to wash your hands, kiss your kids, love your family, and say your prayers good night. Bye-bye.